What's up, Knights of Fulcrum? It is me, your boy Gilbert,
And me, Harry.
and we are back for another episode of the Fulcrum Entertainment Podcast. Isn't It's kind of a shooting the shit episode, but it's very. We have a lot to talk about this week. We have the last few weeks have been a very Marvel heavy. It's been very Marvel heavy within as far as pop culture is concerned. We've got the Doomsday trailer. Spider-Man came out. We've been talking about X-Men 97, and then we also got Comic-Con had reveals for Black Panther and Ghost Rider, and I think a couple of maybe one or two other things. I don't know, but yeah. So we have a lot to talk about. First, what's up, Harrison? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah. There is sound. No, stop it. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Doing well. Doing well. Interested to see some of the news that's coming out. Interested to check out the Doomsday trailer. I'm looking forward to what Marvel might be bringing us. I think everyone has agreed that Marvel's been in a bit of a slump since Endgame, but they're doing some interesting things. So maybe they can start pulling out of it.
Yeah, that's so. I'm all right. I'm a little weary of that though, because I'm like on the one hand, I don't necessarily think that Marvel is like bad necessarily. Like some things have been okay, some things have been not my favorite, and none of those things have been awesome. Like we've just it's been a roller coaster as far, and I think that's always been the way it's been with Marvel. But what I'm worried about with this is I really hope that they're not like teasing the X-Men just to have them like not be there for they're only there for like 2 minutes and then their what universe gets wiped out or something.
Yeah, it's possible that we could have something like that. It's been interesting to see some of the forensics that's been going on. People have
Mhm.
been doing the thing of looking at the Doomsday trailer and looking for negative space in crowds. Like if you've got like a shot where you've got people lined up, people have been going like when there's a gap between them, they're trying to figure out if someone's supposed to be in there. A bit like when the No Way Home trailer came out and we saw Andrew Garfield punching the air.
Yeah, no, I do remember that. I think I've seen a lot of people talking about this particular part. They're like, why is there a gap between Sue and John? There's someone standing, right? Like there's someone that they're not putting in the movie or they're not showing you yet. Shit like that. I've heard people saying that, yeah, like saying the same things about this entire shot, saying that there's someone supposed to be over here. They're missing people in this area. Like some people have been like theorizing that Doom is going to be in this shot. I'm like, I don't know what to believe here, and I'm weary, but also optimistic, is what I'll say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. What I've seen so far in the trailer piques my interest. Um, I think the only thing that I've got that's negative about the trailer is it's reminding me that my attitude of like, oh yeah, I'll get to it eventually, has means that I'm gonna have to catch up on a bunch of movies before this one comes out.
Yeah, so you at least have to watch Thunderbolts. You have to watch, I think, maybe Quantumania.
I have
Like,
seen those. I've seen
okay.
those. I still haven't watched Fantastic Four.
Oh,
And I need to
oh, dude.
watch Captain America: Brave New World.
Hmm.
And there might be some others that I need to check out. I can't remember now.
Possibly, I was gonna say maybe. I think Love and Thunder, maybe because if Thor comes back, because that's the last movie he was in before, like, until now.
I did see that week because we covered that when it came out, so I've seen it. I haven't watched it since. Um, um, I don't know. There were some things in that in that movie. Nothing wrong with the movie. There were some things in it that hit a bit close to home, and so I'm kind of scared to go back and watch it again.
Oh, is it like the uncle thing? Is it like being, or is it like someone
No,
dying, someone close to you?
yeah, yeah, about someone close to me being sick. That just
Oh, oh,
was like okay. It was a bit of a hard watch when it came out, and so yeah, I've always been a bit like not so sure about going back to that one.
okay. No, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that's necessary per se, and especially because it looks like this is going to be a different. Like his hair's short again. He's back to wearing his cape. He's not like the hippie Thor that we see in that movie. Like I feel like we're going to be seeing like maybe this might be a different universe as Thor. Because we're
I did wonder, yeah, or something, because we don't see his adopted daughter. The ended up with at the end
exactly.
of Love and Thunder either. So, I mean, again, it's possible that maybe she's one of the people who's missing from these shots. We don't know.
Mhm. Yeah, and so what it looks like to me, I know people have theorized that what's in the background. Let me see here. I'm gonna bring it back up. There we go. In the background of this shot, they show like these three different Earths or these three different worlds. So they're saying it might be like a multiverse, like three separate multiverses, like colliding with each other or something like that.
I have heard some theories from people I know. They're theorizing that based on the speech that Doom is giving at the start of the trailer, that maybe it's that Doom is trying to prevent his world from being destroyed in a convergence. So that Doom is trying to do something positive. But as it seems, it might be just like we've had with most of the Avengers villains, other than I'd say maybe Loki, that they're trying to be positive by killing millions of people.
Yeah, nah. And it's the Thanos logic. It's like
Yes.
in order to save the universe, I have to destroy all these other people. See, but this is where I'm at. Is like we see this opening on the Xavier Mansion. We see Patrick Stewart, and then we see this like unknown light in the back. I'm like, this is gonna be the world converging or like the universe just being destroyed. We're gonna see the X-Men for like a second, just so they can be like, oh hey, we put Patrick Stewart in it. See,
I do. Yeah, I do wonder whether this is going to be a closing the book on that form of the X-Men.
yeah, on the 20th
Which,
Century Fox ones.
yeah, which might be the right thing to do. At the very least, because we're just not going to have Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen forever. And I
Not for
don't want
much
to see
longer, to
it.
be honest.
Yeah, I don't want to see a deep fake version of them showing up in any movies. So I think maybe we should, just say, okay, we all love them, but we're putting them in the box. Maybe we'll get the other guy. I can never remember his name. Scottish man, Split.
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy. Maybe we'll get James McAvoy or something. But to be honest, we might as well have like a new cast. Although
Yeah,
with some of the things we see, because we see them and we also see Gambit. We see him from Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, so before we see Gambit, though, we'd see Cyclops. So I'm just trying to bring it up without glitching. But as soon as it pops up, I'll pop it back on screen. But yeah, we see Cyclops, and then we see Gambit fighting Shang-Chi. So, and then it's a different Gambit. I mean, clearly, or at least his costume is different. We see like he has the X on his belt now. He's got like I think it's like a slightly different coat or something like that. You know, he's got like I think that so it might not be the Gambit we saw from what's it you know what I'm saying, from Deadpool and Wolverine, but it is still Channing Tatum.
Yes, yeah. So it's going to be fascinating to see what we do with that. If we're having that Gambit, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him in more movies. I think Channing Tatum would never have been my first choice to cast for Gambit, but he clearly knows the character, does it fairly well, and seeing such a comic accurate Gambit in any movie is really nice.
Yeah, seeing a comic accurate Gambit, seeing a comic accurate Cyclops. Let me see here. Yeah, like seeing like that. I forget what that actor's name is, but seeing him in like the actual like the vest and all that in like the blue and yellow, it is pretty cool.
That the same Cyclops?
Is that the same actor? It is. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it's the same dude. But the only one who they didn't, I think they got Rebecca Romaine. They got this guy. They got Channing Tatum, Ian McKellen, and Patrick Stewart. And then I think the only one they didn't get from like the original cast was like Halle Berry and the one who played Jean.
Okay, yeah.
We may or may not might see Wolverine. So I bet you they'll drop in a Hugh Jackman cameo somewhere in there. Like
that'd be nice.
I bet you.
Yeah, but interesting to see.
We also see Loki, which I feel like that's going to be a flashback because Loki is now like the whatever the world the timeline protector world tree person. I don't even know what he is now.
Yeah, I did wonder that. But hey, Tom Hiddleston ain't gonna say no to the money. So yeah, we have to get him in some capacity. I mean, you can always do some shenanigans, can't you? You know, now we've opened up the multiverse, we can get into things like having multiple Lokis. So he's just yet another Loki that ended up with the TVA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like another Loki variant. I feel like what we're going to end up seeing is a lot of variants. Like we're going to see some people get killed, and then we're going to see a variant of them show up later in a different context or something. You know what I mean? Like we're just like if they get Patrick Stewart, I hope that they have the foresight not to just put him in the movie and then pull him out and then be like, he's dead now. I hope they'll get their money's worth at least.
Yeah, yeah. Let's hope it's not another X3.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, yeah, no, I don't want any of that. But yeah, so like I'm not even gonna speculate on that. Everyone else has done this to death. We got Wakandans, we got a Fantastic Four, Winter Soldier, the new Falcon, and the I think Ghost. So yeah, it's just you know what it's gonna be. We're gonna have Namor. We're gonna have these guys. It's gonna be another Infinity War where just everybody shows up in some way, shape, or form.
I was kind of surprised to see Namor. I have not finished Wakanda Forever. I started watching it and then just kind of stopped. So I wasn't enjoying the film that much. I'm not going to say it was bad, but it just wasn't inspiring me at the time. So that's one of the ones I'm going to have to catch up on and finish that and see where it ends. I'm also like, am I going to have to watch Ironheart? Because I didn't
No.
notice her in this trailer.
God, I hope not. Because if you do have to watch Ironheart, I pity you. Because I watched Ironheart and it's not good. It's really not good.
Okay, all right, yeah. And I'm
least
assuming I'm
at
not
least
going to
I
see
didn't like
Echo in this.
I mean, Echo, Daredevil. I'd be surprised. Like, I wouldn't. Well, so you do get kind of a cutscene in the Spider-Man movie where it says Spider-Man will return, or you get an end credit scene where he says Spider-Man will return. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got Spider-Man in here somewhere. But
Yeah.
yeah, you're not gonna see a whole lot of like you're not gonna see Wonder Man. You're not gonna see the Werewolf by Night guy.
Ugh, or Warlock. My hatred for Warlock is completely personal. It is irrational. But I really don't want to see that guy.
Is that's the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy or
No, not Adam Warlock. The kid, Wanda's kid from Agatha All Along.
oh shit. Okay, yeah, no, I know who you're talking about. That kid, and then not Speedy. What was his name? The other one.
Well, yeah, I don't. I can't remember if he's still alive. I think
I think they
might have.
did. Yeah, they
Yeah,
like did a spell to like transfer his consciousness into another kid who was gonna die anyway, or something like that.
yeah. So that's definitely at least what happened with Warlock, and yeah, whether it happened with whatever the other one is, I don't care. I don't care about your kids, Wanda.
We got 885th Batman fan. So, well, first of all, they said two things. Said first, Marvel made a good Fantastic Four movie after purchasing 20th Century Fox, so that's a miracle. That is true. They actually did probably the best Fantastic Four movie. Like I like that first one, but yeah, like that. Yeah,
I mean,
probably the best one.
We rewatched that first one, and it's got its flaws.
It does, but it for its time, I'm like it was okay. In a time when people didn't take superhero movies seriously, I'm like it was all right.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
But anyway, so let me see here. He also says Namor has a history with Sue in the comics. So if this is the introduction to Sue in the movie, oh god, Namor's gonna get all creepy. He's gonna get all like he's gonna kidnap her. He's gonna go all Bowser.
Yeah, because that was his thing, wasn't it? He was like, Sue will be my bride and will rule over Atlantis with me, or whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I don't. Yeah, nah. It's I feel like if they do that, let's make it only a couple of like a 5-10 minute thing, and then have that be done, or just make a little nod to it. Like let's not devote entire let's not devote an entire arc of screen time to that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like in this universe, mate, Reed Richards is a man that, by what the internet says, no woman would ever leave. Like Pedro Pascal appears to be the dream man for the vast majority of women on this planet.
I guess. But also Namor is kind of like a Pedro Pascal light. Like,
yeah,
he's also
I don't know. I don't think he's got the play.
Fair enough. Well, I guess we'll just have to see. I think it's an interesting idea that they might bring it up. One thing I really liked here is Rebecca Romaine. I think that's a much better choice to bring her in as Mystique than what was her name? I don't even care about the other lady.
Yes. Names are gone for me. Yeah. Hunger Games.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah.
There you go.
Like, I think that bringing in Rebecca Romaine and putting her in the white Mystique costume, it's a great choice. It's like much better than having her be naked, especially when like most of the kids who were around today are gonna be watching this movie with their parents.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a different vibe, you know, and like it, to be honest, the whole naked thing was the thing that surprised me that they carried it over to the First Class movies.
Yeah, I mean, for one movie. After that, they started putting her in like the costume for the rest of the time because then they're just like, yeah, no, we're not doing this anymore.
Well, I think
This
a
is
lot of that was
ridiculous.
Jennifer Lawrence just being like, "No, I am done with this. I am not
It's like
going
I've
through."
shown my.
Well, and just like the sheer amount of time in makeup every day.
Yeah, no, I do remember that stuff of watching the behind the scenes stuff with Jennifer, or not Jennifer, with Rebecca Romaine being like, "Oh yeah, it took like 12 hours being in the chair to do." I'm like, "Why?" Like, cool, but like you had the ability to put on a costume the whole time. But anyway,
I mean, who directed those movies?
oh god,
Famous dodgy man.
that's okay, fair enough. No, that's a good point. So, well, here's one part I want to talk about. This is where I think that it's going to be a different Thor because I feel like this is going to be Thor like another universe's Thor explaining how like, oh, Thanos was nothing. This was the real threat, and it's going to be his version of Tony Stark,
Mm.
or like I feel like this is going to be a flashback, or this is going to be like him talking about what happened to his Earth. Because yeah, this is a different Thor than the one that we see in Love and Thunder. So I'm like, this has got to be a multiverse, like a multiverse Thor, talking about his universe's like ultimate threat, which is Doom.
The Thor that once again couldn't learn to go for the head.
Yep. And then again, we also get this guy who again I'm gonna say is an alternate version Captain America. This is not our Captain America. Like,
Yeah, I was very surprised to see this because I thought Chris Evans was just flat out done. But apparently we just bringing everyone back. Like Marvel can get a truckload of money big enough to bring anyone back.
I mean, yeah, and it's not like he came back as Johnny Storm. Like I think that there was one time like, I think he's made reference to it, not in the Marvel movie, he's made reference to it in other movies where he's like cameoed. If you know, like remember New Guy, like he has the Captain America shield and he's sitting there, what the shit? You know what I mean? Like he is referenced that he isn't that it's not like he doesn't like being Captain America.
Hmm. No, fair enough.
So you know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
I thought he was. Yeah, I thought he was just tired of doing because it's a hell of a job, you know, and like obviously an incredible job for many actors to have it. But yeah, the upkeep of being Captain America and then what the actual shooting is like must be a hell of a lot.
yeah, no, and especially as you get old, like when you're in your 20s and 30s, it's probably easier. But when you start getting into your 40s, it's like, dude, I don't want to do this anymore.
It's kind of like was it? I think. God damn it, Jason Momoa has been saying it. Jason Momoa is saying that he hates working out. He hates having to like be ripped for roles. And it's like he's been trying to sort of not do those roles as much anymore. So, why you can get like Jason Momoa with a bit of a gut in the Minecraft movie.
Mm. That's kind of funny. I mean, on the one hand, it's like that's the entire thing that made his career was being a tough looking dude, and now he's just like, I don't want to do that anymore. Can I do a drama role or something?
I mean, if you look at him like in Stargate Atlantis, the guy was not as pumped as he was for any of his other roles.
No, you're right about that. But then when you look at him, like the stuff that like made his career, like the Conan movie, the Game of Thrones, and then later on like being Aquaman, it's like all of them require him to have like them fucking muscles and shit. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, you pigeonholed yourself.
Yeah.
On the bright side, at least with, no, go ahead.
No, you gonna mention Lobo?
Well, no. Just so there's Lobo, yeah. Like with that one, that's mostly CGI, so he doesn't have to be as he just has to be the voice. But I was gonna say on the bright side with doing like the Captain America thing, at least like most of the time you can wear a suit. Like you don't have to like it's not like he has to take his shirt off and be all buff and like you can wear a suit that's like padded now.
Yeah, true.
But yeah. Anywho, what I was gonna say though, real quick, is that I wonder, since I was talking about multiverse thing, how crazy would it be? And this is kind of like my little fan theory that this guy is like an evil Captain America.
I have heard other people say that. Yeah, that there's some people theorizing that this is the Hydra Captain America.
I would be all about that. If he actually turns out to be like you think that he's the good guy, he grabs the shield and it or the hammer and it's like, oh, he's good. The hammer wouldn't go to anyone who's bad. It's like, well, no, but what if even the Hydra Captain America is able to wield it? What if
Yeah,
just all
or like
Captain Americas are able to?
like does it might sound stupid, but does Mjolnir know? Like can Mjolnir tell the difference between different reality people?
Oh, that's a crazy point.
You'd
That's a
think
good
it
point.
would if it could see into your heart and decide you're worthy to wield it. But hey, maybe that's limited. I don't know. I mean, in Love and Thunder, like like his hammers were getting pissy because they were jealous of each other. So I don't know.
Yeah, see, I'm like I don't. I mean, his hammer could bestow powers on other people that he wanted it to bestow them on. So maybe it's just one of those like, oh yeah, no, the last time I saw you, you were able to do it. So here, let me just bestow the power of Thor.
Yeah.
You know what I
You
mean?
just trusted
Like
him
I
too
feel
much.
exactly. I feel like a big part of it is that like it's also Thor's like, does he even want you to wield the hammer?
I suppose also maybe it could be like a Doom bot or something.
Mm. Oh, dude, that'd be cool. That'd be fucking if it's like a vision or something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines, maybe.
Uh, was there anything? All right, so here's something that I noticed in the trailer that I thought was stupid.
Okay.
What the fuck is Infinity Vision?
Oh,
Is it just 3D?
I have no idea. Yeah, don't know what Infinity Vision. Just a big screen, an even bigger one.
I mean, is it gonna be like yeah? It's like we're on a dome and like it's just projected on the whole thing. It's like kind of like a planetarium.
Ooh, 885th Batman fan has mentioned something saying about because Thor's hammer was broken by Hela and put back together. It might not have the hex thing that Odin put in it, and also if it's not our Thor, maybe that never happened to Thor. Maybe this is like a well-behaved Thor that never like had to get sent to Arizona or whatever it was. No, was it New Mexico?
New Mexico, yeah.
It was New Mexico. I apologize.
Yeah. You know, I can't expect you to remember New Mexico. Our own countrymen don't remember New Mexico. I can't expect you to. Nah, but in all seriousness, so I'm like, I don't know what the hell Infinity Vision is. It's kind of weird to me that the idea that they're gonna do like, oh yeah, no, check it out in this. It's like even bigger than IMAX or so. I'm like, whatever, guys. I don't care.
Yeah. Like stuff like that makes me want to see it on my TV. Like, just shut
You
up.
just want to pirate it. And then yeah, and so it comes out in December. It comes out this year, which I thought was interesting. I thought they were delaying it till next year, like till 2020. I thought they were like building up for a while for this, but apparently it's coming out this year for Christmas.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be a real test, I think, of sort of what Marvel's at right now. And they're definitely sort of in this trailer showcasing some of the new things they have to offer, like involving the X-Men and the fact that we have the Fantastic Four now, and that could all tie in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, I don't think some people have really, really ragged on what's happened recently in the Marvel in the MCU, but I have felt it was fine, just not as good as, or at least I'm not as hyped and as interested as I was before. But not because it's like, oh, it's bad and it's all turned. It's just like, yeah, no. Like I have seen Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts is nowhere near bad, but it's not my favorite thing. It's like, hey, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, no, it makes interesting commentary on addiction. It makes an interesting because the dude is an addict the whole time. Like, makes an interesting commentary on like on also like mental health, on just mental illness and mental health in general. Because like both Yelena and him are struggling with like identity crisis and being and like figuring out who they are and like what they are outside of like being a fucking superhero and shit like. So I'm like I kind of like that. But again, the movie was nowhere like people being like the MCU is back. I'm like, to what? Like I don't know, man. It wasn't. It just maybe that movie just kind of bummed me out too much. But and also I don't like how they have Elaine being the new like hero or the new villain of like the new big baddie who's like pulling all the strings is fucking Julia Louise-Dreyfus.
Yeah, that's interesting. I also think maybe that something that has really impacted the MCU is the relying too much on tie-ins to the shows, with things like how, kind of with her character being set up and with American Agent being set up all in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. If you didn't see that come out, and I didn't particularly like that show. Lots of people did, but it wasn't my sort of thing. And it's a long show, so you've got to get through all of that. It's it's like if huge plot beats to the next movie really heavily rely on Secret Invasion. It's gonna be like that show that all the fans told their friends not to bother watching. Sure, fine.
Oh God, yeah, that's right. See, I'm glad that. Well, I'm sure eventually they'll try to bring it back, but I'm glad that they haven't been like focusing too much on that kind of thing. But yeah, no, that you're right. Thunderbolts was basically they just took all the shows that no one really liked. They took Ant-Man and the Wasp. They took Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They took fucking what was the Black Widow movie, and they just kind of all put those characters all in the same movie together and tried to make something good. And it wasn't bad, but just wasn't the best.
I think it kept a lot of good things from it. Like as dumb as it is, I really like the Red Guardian. Maybe it's just because I like David Harbour. But yeah, so perfect I enjoy seeing him.
Perfect casting choice, I think, David Harbour. So 885th Batman says for me, there's only 3 good specific UMC or MCU shows, and it is on Disney Plus. It is WandaVision, Loki, and Wonder Man. So Wonder Man wasn't terrible. I think it was again, the fact that it doesn't seem like it's going to go anywhere or do anything more than just be a little one-off show. It's cool, like whatever. If you like it, you like it, but it wasn't my favorite. I think that we have the best things that are on Disney Plus at least. Yeah, WandaVision, Loki, and then personally, I would say Moon Knight. Moon Knight kicked ass.
Yeah, I've said this a few times. I completely understand that comic book fans of Moon Knight. I understand that there are issues with it, of there being such significant differences from like what you know from the comics. But honestly, I think as a standalone show, as an adaptation, I think it's fantastic. Like that's a great show. Great cast and has a story that I actually give a shit about. And I've gone back and watched and been like, yeah, I really enjoy this. Whereas I rewatched at one point, I rewatched a bunch of the shows, and I can't tell you that I came back like really appreciating Hawkeye for watching it a second time. But Moon Knight lived up to my expectations on a second watch.
Yeah, now I think I've watched Moon Knight like 2 or 3 times since it premiered. It's pretty good. I've watched it by showing it to other people and being like, dude, you got to watch this. You got to see how cool this is. And yeah, no, like I think it was only one person who watched it like for like 2 episodes and was like, nah, I don't care about this. What the fuck's up with the bird heads, the bird skull guy? I don't get it. And they just weren't about it. But everyone else I showed it to they thought it was really cool. So yeah, no, I liked Moon Knight. Of the movies, I'm like, dude, Deadpool and the Wolverine, goddamn. I thought, Thunderbolts was okay. We got the Spider-Man movie that just came out is freaking fantastic. Fantastic Four was okay. No, but Fantastic Four was pretty good. Like the Spider-Man movie, both No Way Home and this one, the Brand New Day, just perfect. Chef's kiss. The only homework you have to do with Wonder Man is watch Iron Man 3. That's a tall order to make me watch Iron Man 3 just so I can watch Wonder Man.
I know I think there's a bunch in Iron Man 3 that I like. I think the thing I like the least about Iron Man 3 is the villain.
That's what I mean. Is that like the guy, Memento guy, Guy Pearce? I think that's literally his name is Guy Pearce. Yeah. Like I don't fuck with that dude. Like just because it's just like he's weird, and I'm like, yeah, he's a good villain, but I'm like, I just don't care, man.
I think the sad thing is that, like, again, I understand why people were mad that the Mandarin, even though the Mandarin didn't turn out to be the real villain. Spoilers. I understand that people were mad that the Mandarin was nothing like the real Mandarin. Completely appreciate that. But I think he was really interesting. Like, I think it was like a really interesting character, this like charismatic terrorist leader versus Tony Stark. I thought was fun. And I was sad that you don't see that. And then, yeah, Guy Pearce just feels super generic. He's just like, oh, he's hot. Oh, Lord, don't touch him. He's really hot. Oh.
And I mean, And I mean, oh, okay, I was gonna say, is like, is he though? But no, you're talking about like his powers. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, no, you're
yeah,
no,
yeah.
you're
Like,
right. He is. He's like a
his
bomb. Yeah,
superpowers.
no,
Yeah, and but then that movie continually wins me over with things like goddamn uh the Mandarin performance is so good. Like and when he switches,
they'll
it's
never
so
see
good.
me coming.
Yeah, Ben Kingsley is incredible as both versions of his character, and I love it. It's so damn good. And I really like all the Tony Stark having to MacGyver his way through things stuff. I like him not having the suit for a while, I think is great.
I think so. I believe I was on a date when I first saw that movie. Like it was like the weekend it premiered, and I'm just like I was on a date with a girl. I'm like, oh yeah, you want to go see this movie? I've been wanting to go, and she didn't know, didn't care, and I just got. I think she it was either endeared or was just thought it was funny that I got so pissed when fucking because I'm sitting there like every now and then I'm like, oh that guy's this, that guy's doing it, and I'm just kind of explaining a little bit to her about the movie. And then out of nowhere, he's like, "Oh, dude, that's the Mandarin." Oh, and then fucking Ben Kingsley is just the goofball that he's Trevor, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like I'm sitting there like, "That is such a bullshit!" Like go like freaking out like in the movie theater to the point where she's fucking like trying not to laugh at me. So yeah, no, I got so pissed off at that. But so I think from that's just has always colored my opinion of that movie. It's like
I love
all the different suits were cool. The movie itself was all right, but yes, that one part is I'm like, ugh.
Oh, he's so much fun. Trevor Slattery is so much fun, and I love it. I was so happy when he turns up again in Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi actually is one of the movies that has really grown on me. But I think the first time I saw it, and I think we talked about it, and I was like, yeah, it's not that great. I do think for a kung fu based superhero, there's like one really great fight on the bus at the beginning, and I don't think any of the fights afterwards are anywhere near as good. Sort of, just as a kung fu movie, they're nowhere near as fun. But like the more I watch that movie, the more I'm like, actually, I just kind of dig this. Like, I kind of like it. Again, the ending's a bit sort of generic, and like it becomes just a CGI light show at the end. But hey, there's a dragon. That's nice.
I thought that I understand why they put the Mandarin, like, well, not the Mandarin, they put Trevor in there is because they had to address the whole Mandarin thing with the other Mandarin. But yeah, no, I wasn't crazy about how they did the 10 rings, how they're like the bands that like fly off his arm. Like that was a little weird, but yeah, no, the spirit world was cool seeing. I don't care what anyone says. It was the giant white dragon was what's his name? Feng.
Oh yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
You know who I'm talking. Come on, someone, Mr. Action, you're a nerd.
Wait, you talk about what do you mean? Is it because it was Falcor? It was like the Luck dragon from the Neverending Story.
No. There's an actual like dragon from in a Marvel. It's like there's an actual like hang on Marvel. Dragon.
I do know what yeah.
Hang
something
on.
Chew.
Yeah, it's like it's something goofy that sounds incredibly racist, but it's not.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not Fu Manchu, but it sounds like Fu Manchu.
Yeah, no, I'm like, all right, hang on. You continue talking about how great Shang-Chi was. But, I think the coolest thing is Trevor's his relationship with the weird little like faceless creature.
Yes, yeah, like as one of the, I'd say I'd almost put it down as being one of the funnier Marvel movies. Like it seems to gear more towards comedy, a bit like an Ant-Man. And so I think it works. Like I quite like Aquafina. Whenever she's in something, I always find her fun. And I hope I've gotten her name right. And I really enjoyed the movie and their dynamic. I also Wong is one of my favorite characters in the MCU. Fing Fang Foom, that's it. Yes, it is a ridiculous name.
It's a goofy racist name, and I don't care what anyone says. That is the dragon in that movie. Like, no, it's not. Yes, it is. Shut up.
You can really hear Stan Lee, can't you? Like, true believers, I've got an idea. Fing Fang Foom, the legendary dragon of China. Thanks, Stan.
It's like, okay, we'll get right on that, and just like, all right, just put that in. Just it's not.
It was a different time.
Black Panther. Nah.
Well,
anyway.
I mean, you've mentioned Black Panther, so maybe we should talk about that a bit.
So yeah, it's a good segue into speaking of white dudes, creating characters that they shouldn't be. Yeah, no. So we have this week, not this weekend, last weekend. It was Comic-Con. It was the Mecca of nerds, and it was mostly Marvel Comic-Con because they had a bunch of Doomsday stuff. They had a bunch of Marvel reveals and everything. One of which was Black Panther Trace, which was they're going to be using the actor you were actually talking about it off air, but the Long Walk, the actor from the Long Walk, the black guy
Yeah,
from the Long Walk,
David Johnson,
David Johnson. Yes,
who's
he is going to be the new
yet
Black
another
Panther.
British man. Ha 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 ha! We're taking all your roles. To be fair, I have seen some people saying that like it's questionable to have a British actor, even a black British actor, taking on the role of an African king, because we've done a lot on the continent of Africa, and it wasn't all very nice. In fact, quite a lot of it wasn't very nice. Cecil Rhodes was a piece of shit. So yeah, bit questionable, but I do like the actor. I recently saw The Long Walk. He is great in that. He's a great performance. The Long Walk is a movie that would easily be boring, but like the actors who are in it make it compelling, and I think they do a really great job. So I think yes, seeing him in the MCU is now what was the name? Because he's like, is he supposed to like T'Challa the Third, but they call him something different? He's like,
Well, no, I think he's T'Challa
he's
T'Challa Junior the second. Yeah.
Sorry, yes, you're right. Yeah, T'Challa the Second.
But they call him something else. Like you're right. Like he says like, "Oh, my name is David" or something, but my Wakandan name is T'Challa, and it's like, yeah, he's supposed to be the son of T'Challa and the other girl, the girl who was doing like humanitarian work away from Wakanda.
Yeah, the one that he goes to get in the first movie and brings her back. Yes, yeah.
And Mr. X, just on a side note, you want to check out The Long Walk? Do it. It's a really good movie. It's worth it.
I'll stand by that. It's a great movie.
But yeah, so what I found was interesting about this is that apparently what they said is that the reason that they're casting David Johnson is that they want to do a time jump and have him be T'Challa's grown up son. Whereas like the last time we saw him in Wakanda Forever, he's only it's the end credit scene. He's only like 6 or 7 years old. So I don't know how, like, I'm not sure how, when, like, I think so I mentioned Spider-Man. Apparently I Googled it last night after I finished watching it. It takes place like 2028.
Okay.
So yeah.
So it's a couple of years ahead.
Yeah. And I think that Wakanda Forever might take place in like 2023, 2024 ish. So yeah, I'm guessing that it's going to be that Black Panther 3 is probably going to take place post Doomsday. And it's going to be like him grown up, like, and doing Black Panther things after the Avengers have already dealt with Doom and all that.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what they do with this, how they build it in. Yeah, because I think for an individual series of movies, I think it makes perfect sense. But when you have to build it into something like the MCU, it's going to be fascinating to see what they do. And I don't know whether we're getting to that sort of what's the point? Like event horizon of like the MCU is building so much mass of story and continuity that it's just going to become a little bit like comic books where people start not caring anymore. And they're just like, this is too messy to keep it all in line. So we're going to retcon or do whatever we need to in the moment to make stuff make sense.
Oh God, I hope not, because I don't like when shows and TV when they try to do that. Like we've mentioned it before, watching X-Men '97. I'm like, I don't like how they kind of like try to like they depend on people having the memory of a goldfish, or like being like, oh well, we did this 20 years ago. They won't remember. Let's just rehash these old storylines. They won't care. You know what I mean? Or so trying to like retcon stuff or like make minor changes that was like just hoping that people won't remember because it was so long ago. That's kind of a cop out to me. But if you got to do it, you got to do it.
Yeah, I suppose it's just like because if we have a large time jump, you get this sort of thing of it's a very good point, Mr. Action. Yeah, I don't know. I sort of get that there's a slight thing with maybe Black Panther, Shuri Black Panther not being the Black Panther that they expected. It's quite a tragedy that we only got one true Black Panther movie with Chadwick Boseman, because then you just didn't get that time with that character that you've had with everyone else. So I can sort of understand the desire to sort of try and return it to a more sort of standard, I don't like to say that, but sort of Black Panther story. But hey, we'll see.
No, I see I get what you're saying. Like to kind of reset it back to one kind of thing, and instead of making it his sister, now it's his son. So it's more of like the torch has been passed, kind of thing. And the fact that he's still T'Challa, like I get what you're kind of saying is they're trying to like make it go just reset guys, and because a lot of people just did not like the Shuri. Like misdirection, you're right. Like L Marvel, because Shuri was actually not a bad Black Panther, and she actually like if you watch that movie, she actually does earn the title by the end of the movie. But yeah, no, it's like I think it's on the one hand we'll see how it goes, but on the other hand it is kind of like fucked up to be like, you tried. Now we're gonna move on to this guy. We did not talk about it yet. Says you guys might have already talked about it, but Blade made me sad. Indeed, they have canceled Blade officially. I think we're not going to see any Blade things from here on out.
Do we know why that's happened?
I think originally it was a director thing. Is like they couldn't like hire a director for long enough because people either kept on quitting or like dropping off of it. I'm not sure what that's about. But that was my understanding, is that they couldn't keep a director or like a showrunner for long enough for it to actually like get off the ground.
Wild.
Here, let me look it up. Go ahead.
Yeah, Blade feels like such a no-brainer. Like Blade's a really fun. I said that weirdly. A really fun character. Mr. Action. I don't like to imagine that's true, but I think there is more truth in that than I want to admit.
All right, Kanye, chill. Seriously, I think
George Bush doesn't care
nobody.
About black people.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm saying. Well, poor fucking Mike Myers just sits there like, what am I supposed to say to this? Hey, what's up, D1 pickle? Okay, yo,
pickle.
But yeah, so I don't know if they don't like black people. I think it's just that Blade is like one of those characters that just no one knows how to do right. So what it says here is that Marvel Studios, apparently the Blade reboot faced severe development problems, including multiple script rewrites, shifting creative visions, and constant director departures, ultimately leading to the solo film's cancellation. So yeah, it's just like, I'm willing to bet every time they brought in a new director, they're probably like, I can do it I'm going to do it my way. No, we're going to do it this way. And then they had to rewrite it to fit that. And then the director would quit, and then have to bring in a new one who did like, that guy was an idiot. Let's do it this way.
It feels wild to me that like in an era where we've had Deadpool and Wolverine, and where we've had Daredevil Born Again come out, and we've had a much grittier tone accepted as being possible in the MCU. I think it was a big fear that everyone had that Disney was going to nerf all of these like adult characters. Seems just wild to me that we can't just get a decent Blade movie or show going, because like Blade at the very least is quite a simple thing. Do you know what I mean? Like damn, he looks cool and he kills vampires. Like, come on, like let's just get it done. All I need is some rave music, some blood, and some swords, and I've got a Blade movie. Like, let's do this.
They made 3 of them. And a Blade series. Like, they made a TV show. Didn't run for long, but still, they have proven that you can make a successful Blade franchise, and all you have to do is stick to a certain formula. Is just make it for goths.
Yeah, and like Blade, those movies aren't perfect, especially like people have got loads of trouble with Blade Trinity, and there are certain parts of the original Blade that are interesting. Some of it's just CGI not being where it should have been for the things they wanted to do, but they are iconic. Like, and it's just come on, just get the coat. I've forgotten the name of the actor, but he was Copperhead in Luke Cage. Was going to be Blade, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's the guy who was Cottonmouth. Yeah,
Cottonmouth. Sorry, yeah, not Copperhead. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about. Let's see here. So 885th Batman fan says Blade and the lore for Marvel vampires could work post Doomsday and post Secret Wars because they can establish that the vampires came after Doom. But if they did a Blade thing right now, he says, yeah, but where were the vampires pre Snap or post Blip? They were everywhere, man. They were running around. They were doing their shit. Like, and Blade was out there hunting them. Like, why can't we just have that? Like, all the while when all this MCU crap was going on, Blade was also out there hunting vampires with Whistler.
Yeah, because vampires don't necessarily want to take over the world. Vampires just want to, chill out and eat. Yeah, so yeah, they're more secretive. Also, there's the whole thing of with the way I personally have interpreted it. Maybe this is wrong, but is that after the events of Endgame and specifically like Loki, everything changed. Like multiverse split open, and now a bunch of stuff that literally didn't exist before does exist now. Because of those events, because like things aren't being pruned anymore, like everything changed around.
So yeah, there is a universe out there where vampires did get, whether they got created by aliens or a Kree or whatever the fuck. There's a vampire out there somewhere, and so that means there's a Blade out there. So god damn it, let us have him.
Yeah, and Blade's a great it's a great opportunity to do good stories that don't have to directly impact onto the main MCU because of things like that. We can just do like a cool, a bit like the Dread movie that came out back in 2010, 2012, where it's just a kind of one-off story. Dread's in this house, in this block of apartments, cleans it out of criminals. That's it. And, incredible movie. And it's a great example of you can have a smaller story. He doesn't have to save the world. Blade just needs to kick some vampire ass.
Crazy idea. What if we just brought back Wesley Snipes again? Like, what if we just made a Blade 4?
I mean, who's gonna be mad about that? Maybe Wesley Snipes. Maybe he doesn't want to do it. But
and if just make a Blade 4, and if nerds want to bring it into the MCU, then what you do is you make the whole movie self-contained. It's just vampire story. He's fighting this a horrible vampire demon Nosferatu, whatever the fuck. And then when he wins and whatever, we go to the very end. Like he goes back to his house or his lair or some shit like that. Like Whistler, where are you? And what does he see? Some TVA agents. Like, have him, and that's how he got put into into Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, just make a movie that is Blade, and at the very end have the TVA show up and prune him. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's how you do it. God damn it, guys. Come on. Have John David Washington be Blade for the MCU because he had a great charisma in Tenet. I ordered my hot sauce an hour ago. I'm assuming that's. I don't remember Tenet, if I'm being honest. I don't. I know. I remember that Patman was in it, and that's about all I remember from that.
I mean, but yeah, John David Washington could be good. I mean, I would still love to see Mahershala Ali as Blade. He's a great actor. He's in great things. I mean, one of the slightly sad things is some of the biggest, greatest names in black acting have all been cast in Black Panther, which means they're not available for Blade because there's so many people who'd be incredible. Like how awesome would Michael B. Jordan be as Blade? He would be great. He would be incredible.
That would be good.
Damn. Yeah, right. And especially if you've seen Sinners, hell yeah, that guy would be an awesome Blade,
dude. Oh man, that's a good idea. But he can't because he's already Killmonger. God damn. Well, again, if he wanted to do maybe in a what if Killmonger became, because I mean, so they have done Blade already in the Marvel Zombies. They have a Blade who also who's played by you already said his name, the
Mahershala Ali. Yeah,
Mahershala Ali. Yeah, so they have him and he's like Moon Knight as well as Blade. But so that was their one little tease and nod to it. But I'm I don't know. I think that they could do a what if where Michael B. Jordan is Blade. I don't see a reason why not.
Also, Mr. Axon said crazy idea. Let's give Jordan Peele $1 billion and make it an Elseworld. I would kill to see Jordan Peele's Blade movie. That would be great. I think it'd be fantastic.
That actually might be pretty wild. I might. See, I would be down to see Jordan Peele do like a Swamp Thing or like do like a horror coded Marvel creature or well, I think it's DC, but you know
Yeah,
what I mean,
something's
like
DC.
the
But yeah, you can do Man Thing. Man Thing?
Man Thing. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's Marvel. Yeah.
but like or Mephisto. Give him a Mephisto story. Give him a Doctor. Give Jordan Peele a Doctor Strange. I would be down for that.
Ooh, that could be interesting.
But like yeah, anything like that that's like horror coded, I think he could absolutely do in the MCU. So yeah, that I think Blade would be right up his alley.
Oh, I'll get him to do a
Uh,
Brood movie.
ooh, yeah, that'd be cool. Do an X-Men movie with the Brood.
Hell. I mean, you can include the X-Men, but you don't even have to do that. Just make it like the Shi'ar. Just get like a bunch of Shi'ar characters and just make them do like a Brood movie. Be cool. Or get Cyclops' dad, get the Crimson Corsair, and get them involved.
Okay, so I got one, and this is gonna be a great segue into the next topic. Let's get Jordan Peele to do a Ghost Rider movie.
Oh damn! Oh damn! Yeah, let's do it.
Like, if you want to have like a scary horror movie, and dude, I would give it to Jordan Peele, and yeah, make it a Ghost Rider one. Like, I would love to see what his take on Ghost Rider would be.
It'd be interesting. I mean, I'm not sure Ryan Gosling is his normal sort of leading actor, but hey, I'd be interested.
No, but then so that's where I was also going to come into is that I don't know how I feel about Ryan Gosling being. I'm assuming going to be Johnny Blaze. Like he's not Hispanic, so it's not going to be Robbie Reyes.
Yeah, I think you're right. From what I've seen, yeah, it's probably going to be Joe Blaze. I'm with you. I'm not sure about Ryan Gosling being Johnny Blaze. Don't get me wrong, I like him. He's great, and especially if you look at Drive can really make you think, oh yeah, he could do a Johnny Blaze. He could do a Ghost Rider. But I don't know. Maybe it's because of the movies I've seen him in recently that I'm just not feeling it. You know, like La La Land and The Fall Guy and what was the movie that he did with Maximus Decimus Meridius?
Not the Nice Guys. That one was
Nice
actually really
Guys.
good.
Yeah, and obviously Barbie. Like, it just feels like he's in more of a comedy vein at the moment. And also, obviously, Project Hail Mary. I did watch that recently. Incredible movie.
Good movie.
But like, yeah, it just doesn't feel like, oh yeah, it doesn't feel like Ghost Rider. But then again, I suppose Blade Runner 2049, the guy's got range. So yeah, I'm not sure.
So he may well be all right for it, but I think that you're right. He's in a comedy bit, or he's in like a comedy kind of kick, and I'm worried that this might end up being kind of a comedy because it's directed by Sean Levy. It's going to be directed by Sean Levy. So there's a guy who did the Deadpool and Wolverine thing. So I'm like, I don't know how I feel about Bye being played while we're doing some Ghost Ridering shit.
Yeah. Controversial opinion. I think if the movie, like the director and the script and everything else had been different, I think Nick Cage's Ghost Rider would have been incredible. I think Nick Cage is not the problem in the Ghost Rider movies. I think the rest of the movie is.
Hot take, I think the first Ghost Rider movie actually holds up. I think that movie holds up like crazy.
Oh, I don't know, man. Like I got really into that when I was like 13 or something. I watched that movie a bunch. I had it on DVD. So I've got a soft spot for it, but it is kind of a crap movie.
I'm like, I don't know. I think that the casting really saves it. Fucking Sam Elliott as like the Carter Slade Ghost Rider. We got I mean Ava Mendes is always a good choice as far as like a love interest because why not? And then what's his name? Peter Fonda. Peter Fonda as Mephisto was cool.
That was cool. The guy who is the actual villain though, I'm not so keen on him. And I mean, yeah, I'll watch Sam Elliott in anything. I'll watch Sam Elliott do the dishes, but there's just too much of that movie that doesn't quite work out for me. Except for I just really enjoy Nick Cage's performance. I love him being unhinged.
Like him screaming and laughing and shit. Like, yeah, Nick Cage kind of carried the Ghost Rider movie, like being the goofy person that he is. But then also, like the rest of the cast was good casting choices, I thought. But you're right though. What's his name, Blackheart or whatever. He wasn't great. I wasn't
Yeah,
crazy about him.
it's all a bit weird. And yeah, unfortunately, a lot of Ghost Rider is just feels a bit generic. There are some cool things to it. The gothic western feel is quite nice, and yeah, Henry Fonda is great as a Mephisto. That scene where he shows up and he's walking towards the like tent and all the light bulbs burst as he goes along. It's pretty fucking cool.
One thing I thought was cool was when he's first introduced, like you see the lightning strike, and then like his shadow is like a demon, but he's still just walking around like a human. Like that was cool. Stuff like that was really great. I enjoyed it. And then yeah, I think it's a big part of his nostalgia because like let me see, when did this movie come out? 2007. Yeah, my little like 12-year-old ass was like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, no, 2007. Oh no, I wasn't even 13. I was 15. Oh, no.
So 885th says, did Nicolas Cage work out better as Ben Reilly in Spider Noir or as opposed to Ghost Rider? I'm gonna say he worked out both good in both. I'm like he was a great. If I had a choice, we could just make an entire MCU of just Nicolas Cage's, just playing every role, just doing every fucking role.
He would be great. So I'd watch a Nick Cage Doctor Strange. That would be pretty fun. Like
Nick Cage Superman, Nick Cage Batman, have him be Aquaman and Wonder Woman. Like, dude, show that man's range.
I'd enjoy that. I mean, to be fair, Nick Cage's best superhero role ever was Big Daddy in Kick-Ass.
That is absolutely true. It's probably one of the better superhero movies like just ever made. Like that movie holds up really good.
Yeah. I just him screaming while he's on fire is so much fun.
Right. Oh, yeah, like the entire him screaming out, like telling her what to do during the fight, and while he's burning. That was good. Like he's just like, dude, I haven't yelled enough during this movie. Like, can we have a scene where I get to yell?
Like, have you seen Mandy?
Can't say I have.
Bit of a distraction, but Mandy's wild. Mandy is like really slow for like an hour, and then it becomes this fever dream. Like Mandy's like a weird story about like a kind of couple who live out in like the woods in Oregon or something like that, and like Nick Cage is the lead, and he works at a logging camp and then goes home and just has like a nice quiet life with his wife. And then while he's away, a cult shows up, like a sort of Charles Manson style cult, and I think they crucify his wife. They do something really messed up to her, and then like he loses his mind. It's mentioned that he's like a former alcoholic, starts drinking again, and then goes to just murder them all, including like he takes like this weird powerful LSD like thing, so the movie becomes this trip of him just murdering people. Yeah, dead ass artsy is a very good way to describe it. So it's weird, but it's also just kind of fucking dope. But you got to get through a lot of weird slow stuff. Mandy,
okay, dude, he does a lot of weird. I feel like Nicolas Cage just never rests. Like he doesn't sleep. He waits for the phone to ring for his next fucking role. Because he was in Pig. He was in like I know he was in Mandy. Apparently, he's been in Spider Noir. He's gonna be like he is in every goddamn thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he's still moving, and yeah, if he's got any chance to be weird in it, he will. Like in Bad Lieutenant, and when he did Drive Angry, which is a movie that I thoroughly recommend. Drive Angry almost feels like a Ghost Rider sequel. Like yeah, I always like a little bit of Nick Cage.
It's like, yeah, no. Apparently, he made 2 movies last year. One called Gunslingers and one called The Carpenter's Son. Like,
is The Carpenter's Son the one that's about Jesus?
I maybe, yeah. So the role
I've heard about this.
He is Joseph apparently in that movie.
Yeah.
No. So he's just making movies. He's just out here just throwing whatever at the wall and seeing what's gonna stick. So here we go. We got Austin Jones in here. What's going on? It says, what do y'all think about Loki in Doomsday? Are the reports true if he dies again? What's the point of killing him? Am I the only one who wants Loki to be a hero? Yes.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel. So like Loki season 2, I had a lot of problems with it. but I did like how it ended. Like it felt like quite a satisfying end to sort of like his storyline for a while. Um, but Loki season one, I loved seeing Loki as like at least our protagonist, if not necessarily a hero at that point. And I thought it was great. So yeah, him being brought in to die again. I mean, it's almost like it's like the MCU's Wilhelm scream. It's like, oh yeah, but Loki dies in it.
Well, okay, so I mean, I guess it depends on what your definition of a hero. Because like, if he sacrifices himself to save the sacred timeline, does that not make him a hero?
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, I just mean in season one, he's not being super heroic. He sort of is a bit because he's helping out. I've forgotten what they call her, Sylvie, the female Loki. Also, look, I know there's a whole debate to be had about like relationships with variants, but in season two, they basically killed off that whole like arc that they were having, and it really made me mad because it was like quite sweet and quite nice, and I quite liked it. And
And
look,
you know what? What's wrong with that? If you know what, is it wrong to masturbate? Because that's all that is. That's all
well,
hooking up with your variant is. It's just a form of masturbation.
yeah, and it's like hey, of the things that Cersei Lannister did, shagging her brother was not one of the bad ones. Like that was like way down on the list. So I just think there are levels to these things, and screw it,
See, I don't even put it that far. I'm like, you're not Cersei Lannister because you fucked yourself from another universe. That's technically another person. It's not your brother. It's not your sister. It's you.
Yeah, so like yeah, what have you. And it doesn't seem like either of them are interested in having kids. It's probably gonna be fine. It's probably gonna be right. But it's more that they just invested so much into that part of the story in the first season, and then like Sylvie's like almost not in the second season, and I think it sucks. And yeah, but the very very end when he becomes Yggdrasil, the world tree, is cool, and I think a great moment is like, oh, he becomes like the god of time, and like sort of takes on this thing of being more godlike than he has been before. So yeah, I would like to see him being more of a hero, but I feel like I kind of already did with that moment. But I will also take more Loki. If they're going to give me more TVA Loki, I'll accept it because I enjoyed it.
Yeah, like I'd be down with him hanging out with like this other like world's Thor or whatever. The Thor that's going to like bring them all together to be like, oh, Doctor Doom, he's the worst or whatever. It's like, I'm like, I don't know. I would like to see him and Loki have like a moment where he's like, oh, my brother died in my world, and it's good to see you again, brother, or some shit like that. I want to see something like more of Loki having like a central role on the team, not just being like in the background.
Yeah, I can go with that.
Yeah, but at any rate, let me see. Well, there was one other. I think that might have been one other thing that got announced. I don't know. That might be it. That might have been it. I know we have to wait another couple of weeks to talk about X-Men, so we're not going to talk about that just yet.
Yeah, I think the other things that I was looking at with Comic-Con, Ryan Reynolds was there, but there was no announcement tied to it. He was just there.
Yeah, he was there as Deadpool, like trolling. Like he was getting pictures with people, and then like the next day was like, "Hey guys, if you got a picture with this guy," then and it was Gene Pool, which I think.
Yes, I heard this. Yeah, he was in a denim Deadpool costume.
Yeah, and I think that's because like it's like the costume was gray and it was made of denim, so it's like I think they're dropping the hint of Jean Grey because like they announced that Sadie Sink is going to be the new Jean Grey.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure thing.
So I'm willing to bet we're probably going to see Jean Grey show up in the fucking Doomsday movie.
Yeah.
Whether that be the old Jean Grey or the new Sadie Sink Jean Grey, that's up in the air. But yeah, so I'm curious. What do you think about that? I know she has to move on from Stranger Things eventually, and like that's just the progression. But how do you feel about? Is it just because she's redheaded? I feel like that's just because she's a redhead.
I mean, yeah. You can fake redheads. Funnily enough, you can manufacture them if you need to.
Yeah, you can definitely make an artificial redhead, but I noticed that we had Sansa Stark. What's her name? chick.
I can't
Yeah,
remember anyone's name.
one married to the Jonas brother. Or she was.
Sansa, you could do better.
She was married to a Jonas brother, I think. Actually, I think got divorced.
Sophie Turner.
Sophie Turner. Yeah, so we had Sophie Turner and now Sadie Sink. I'm like, you can fake it, but they seem to be getting genuine article gingers.
I mean, yeah, fair enough for them. I don't know. Sadie Sink does have that thing of like, geez, she's 24. She still looks like she's like 15 to me. She looks really young. So, but I mean, depending on how you're doing your X-Men, maybe that'll work in your favor because like it's a thing that has not been done in any of the sort of mainstream X-Men movies of having the X-Men being teenagers. Which I know when we saw in the comics, most of the time they're the older ones, and then some newer students might join. But if you're going to sort of reset some stuff, it'll be interesting to see like a more younger coded X-Men team. I think that could be quite fun to see.
So yeah, apparently they also got Samara Weaving. I don't know if you know who that is. They got her for Emma Frost.
Samara Weaving, related to Hugo Weaving.
I wouldn't be surprised. No, Simon Weaving apparently. Well, that's a bummer. But yeah, apparently,
thought maybe she was because they're both Australian.
Yeah, she's the lady in the Ready or Not movies.
Yes, yeah, I have seen her. I mean, yeah. I mean, the prerequisites for being Emma Frost are blonde. So, like, yeah, sure. She's met that.
The only reason I bring that up is that just so they're doing, they might be doing something weird as far as like if they plan on doing, because if Sadie or she's supposed to be like she's 24, Sadie Sink, and then she's 34. I'm like that's like a 10-year age gap between the two. So I don't know if they're going to be like, oh, you're all teenagers, and this Scott Summers is old. You know what I mean? Like I don't wonder if they're going to be doing the weird like love triangle thing that they normally do with those three.
Do they?
Or if they're
is that thing I've forgotten?
Yeah, I mean, they do that. They've done it a couple of times where he hooks up with Emma Frost. But blatantly while he's married to Jean too. Sometimes.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I know you like Cyclops. I don't get it. I don't get the appeal of Cyclops.
I don't like Cyclops. I think Cyclops is an ass. I think Wolverine has it all over Cyclops.
No, for some reason I thought you liked Cyclops. I apologize.
Yeah. His powers are fine, but he himself is just like he's such a dork.
Yeah, he's just kind of boring. I mean, his powers aren't that good. And not the only reason I say his powers aren't that good is because like when you go like into the deeper lore and like supposedly the explanation for what his powers are is the dumbest shit I've ever heard, and I hate it. It's one of my examples of like sometimes comic books are a bad idea.
His like trauma as a child or whatever. He like fell and hit his head or something.
No, but do you know? Because it's not lasers that come out of his eyes. It's that his eyes are portals to another dimension that is like sometimes referred to as the punch dimension. And that whenever he opens his eyes, kinetic energy from that dimension floods out of his eyes. And that's what like the concussive blasts are.
What?
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense as to why his blasts are able to push him around and like why he can land. Like you see him like blast the ground and land from like a super high up. But it's like, what?
Yeah, they're portals to another dimension. He's not just Superman shooting things out of his eyes. Like
it goes right up there with that goes right up there with the super soldier serum making Captain America see faster. I'm like, he can see faster than a normal man. It's like that's not a thing.
Yeah, it's such a weird way to describe that. Also, what annoys me about that is when they become like, oh, it's because it's like concussive force coming out. I'm like, then how do his sunglasses stay on?
That's a good point. His visor should be blown off every single time he uses it.
like it rips its ears off with it. Like what? Anyway. Yeah.
There's many stupid. If we go over just that, there's many dumb things about the. Like I saw people. So remember a few weeks ago we were talking about Storm and how she uses like the solar energy, like makes a solar storm, and how we were like that's dumb. Like first of all, someone in the comments was like, "You guys are dumb because she did it one time in the comics in the 70s or some shit like that." And then I go looking online, and apparently there was a lot of people who were fighting it out on Reddit over like that. It's like, well, technically, she doesn't manipulate the weather; she manipulates the atoms in the air, and blah blah blah. Blah. So technically, she's doing matter. Like I'm like, dude, that is like the amount of like like stupid explanation, or the amount of like mental gymnastics you have to do to explain some of these powers is just. Can we just have it be? It's magic. It's just magic.
Yeah, that's the weird. There's like a bell curve of like there is a point when you explain it too much and it becomes dumber than when you didn't explain it. Like it was better when we just left it as like, yeah, I can accept that she controls the weather. And to be fair, my thing was I am a little bit skeptical of her being able to control the sun, but I think my main thing was like, no, but that claimed that she brought the sun within Earth's atmosphere. Like that was just like raw sun.
She put a solar
energy.
flare into like the ozone layer.
Yeah, which it's a bad move. It has consequences. That was my issue there.
Yeah. I just think it's weird. I'm like, that's not weather. The sun does not have weather. That's not a thing. And if it's the like the water in the air that she's well, then fine. Then she doesn't control weather. She controls water. She's just a water bender.
Yeah, and then does that mean we get moments like Frozone in The Incredibles where there's no water in the air here because we're in a desert, or it's too hot or whatever for whatever reason? Anyway.
Yeah. Maybe she can she manipulate the atoms and create water molecules. I don't know. I don't care. Again, when you start trying to get into the nitty gritty of like, let's explain her powers, it's like it sounds goofy.
It's like I've been thinking a lot about something that's been annoying me. X-Men 97 made me think about it because so this isn't about the latest episodes. This is about the last episodes that we talked about, where. So Magneto destroys the time bracelets that they have when they're with Subamanor, with Apocalypse. Yes. He destroys those. They find Ship, and while he's there, Hank McCoy is able to repair these with spare parts that he finds in Ship. And at that point, I'm like, why do we have Forge? Because almost everyone, not just in the X-Men, but in the extended Marvel universe, is a genius. And I'm like, there are too many geniuses in superhero movies. I'm getting a little bit tired of it. There's too much of it. Like, the thing of like, Forge can build anything. Well, apparently Hank can as well. And, and then that also extends to Spider-Man, which also then extends to Miles Morales, which then also like goes over to, of course, like Iron Man and like most of Iron Man's friends, and like at least like Black Panther isn't the technological whiz in his movies, like Shuri is, so that's something, I guess. There's too many people who you have to be a genius to be this hero.
Yeah, I guess you're kind of just right. Like most of the people who like the Hulk, Reed Richards, Doctor Doom, like Peter Parker, same kind of thing. Norman Osborn, like Dr. Otto Octavian, like they either have, they're all like geniuses and they're all fucking around with weird science shit before they end up becoming whatever they are. Like the Lizard, same thing.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that everyone has to be dumb or anything, but like, there's that fantastic moment in the first Avengers movie of Captain America saying it appears to run on some form of electricity. Which I just love, because I'm like, there are so many things that happen in these movies that require you to have knowledge that you just wouldn't have. and Captain America's like, I'm a soldier. I don't know this bit.
I'm from 1944. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna know how to work this thing.
They didn't even train me to fix the Jeeps, man. Like, I don't know what this is.
Straight up. That's a good point. Is that but like with the exception of like, I mean, I think that is why we end up liking Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, or Captain like what's his name, Chris Evans as Captain America, because they're not all not all of them are geniuses, but just most of them. It's just like most of the heroes.
Yeah, and we just require to have geniuses all the time, because obviously we have to have Hank Pym as a genius for inventing the Pym particle. We also then have to have his mate Lawrence Fishburne's character Goliath is also a genius, because not only did he help develop the Pym particle, but he also built the chamber that keeps Ghost from phasing in and out of reality, and it just keeps going. I was like, we've got too many geniuses. We need just some we can have some idiots, but we also just need some just like regular people who are like, I don't know, like and Hawkeye isn't enough.
I mean, it turns out Jeremy Renner is old and he doesn't want to be Hawkeye anymore.
Yeah. Also, we need to add to this thing of things that superheroes should do. We need to add it to everyone's power that they're indestructible, because everyone's indestructible in everything. and we were watching. I was thinking about the Prowler in Spider-Man, and I was thinking about that thing of like you have a lot of henchmen who get like a kind of gimmick to them. Like the Prowler's got his claws, and you get like Shocker with his shock things or whatever, where they have this like weapon that they've got that they've used. The Green Goblin to some extent as well, or maybe like more like Hobgoblin, whereas I've got my glider and my bombs. And so at any point, was any of these really more useful than a gun?
I mean, you gotta have at least some kind of like the people who do have guns. You see them get webbed up by Spider-Man, so it's like, nah, I gotta have some kind of costume and an animal thing that sets me apart from these assholes. Like instead of having a gun, I'm gonna have a big fuck off tail on my back that I'm gonna swing around and flip cars and shit. It's like I'm gonna wear a whole fucking lion on my arm and carry a nut. By the way, I watched Kraven the Hunter.
Oh, did you?
It was all right. Not bad until I got to the rhino parts. Then as soon as the guy turned into it was like, they call me the rhino or whatever, and then he turns into a fucking rhino creature. I'm like, I'm out. I'm done. It's like, you guys had me until you lost me, and now I'm fucking done. Like it's pretty cool. The movie itself is not bad until you get to that. They even kept the Spider-Man references to a minimum. Like there's one part where he gets poisoned, like he gets like a tranquilizer in his neck, and he starts seeing a bunch of spiders all over him, and he's like, "What the fuck?" But that's like the one part.
I don't know. That's one of those ones that maybe one day I'll check out, but I'm probably not ever going to bother with Kraven the Hunter. Like it doesn't even sound like it's bad enough to watch. Like if that makes sense. like I'll probably watch more Morbius one day just for the lols.
But, I mean, if you like Russell Crowe, he does a really crazy Russian accent in that movie, and it's really goofy.
Yeah, I'm okay with Russell Crowe in the right context is fine, but sometimes he's not great. I mean, there was that whole him in The Mummy where they were trying to set up their dark universe.
Oh God, that's right. He was Dr. Jekyll, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Bad move, guys. Anyway, moving on. Well, I don't know. I think we're pretty much at the end of our conversation. There's not much other stuff that popped up. Anything else you wanted to touch on before we head out?
I know Austin Jones was saying about the Fantastic Four movie. He didn't see it in the theaters, and the end credit scene with Doom, was that always in it, or was it edited in later?
I mean, I went opening night, and it was in it when I went. The part where like Doom is like, so spoilers for you, Harrison, because I don't think you haven't seen it. But
I haven't seen it.
They save the universe, they save the world. Galactus has been beaten, yada yada yada. Everything's done, and so Sue Storm, like her newly born child, is in the other room. She's like making breakfast or dinner or whatever the fuck, and the baby stops crying or like stops making noise all of a sudden. So she walks into his room like with her like force field hand up, like ready to attack, and you see a hooded a figure hooded with green. Like, who could this be? He's holding the baby. I wonder who that and the baby is like holding the mask. He's holding the kid and the kid is holding his mask. And so it's probably going to be a scene that we're going to see in Doomsday. Like it's just going to be like 1 second or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
It's like, he kidnapped our child and then came to this universe.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So it's yes, but to answer your question, yes, it was always in there as far as I know. Also, yeah, Harrison, you got to watch that. It's really really good. If you have Disney Plus, and I think you do, you got to watch it. It's really good.
Yeah, I'll check it out. It's just one of those things where I've been, as usual, I spent a year going like, oh yeah, when I've got time, I'll sit and watch that. I'll sit and watch that at some point.
Just never got around to it.
Basically not. No. I've been watching other things like I don't know if you'll be able to see it on anything, but there is a new BBC comedy show that's quite good. It's called Android. Oh. It's quite fun.
I don't think we get any of the BBC stuff on there. We only get like the Hulu and the ESPN stuff that gets broadcast, but we don't really get anything from BBC.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, I think that's, you know what? Screw it. We'll just end it a little early this week because like we've talked about all the Marvel stuff. I think next week, unless we want to talk, like you said you were going to go see Spider-Man, so we might be doing a review for that next week, unless we want to do just a shoot the shit. But I think that's where we're going to wrap it up. So thank you guys thank you to Austin Jones, to Mr. Action, and 885th Batman fan for being in here with us and commenting. Also, D Pickle for commenting for a few minutes or for a couple of times. We appreciate you guys. And of course, thank you to our Fulcrum Council, Peaky Arrow Productions. We appreciate him for giving us $5 every month. And yeah, guys, so make sure you like, subscribe, comment below. You check us out. You check out our other videos, such as they are now. Like we have my cosplay titty videos, and we have a couple of audiobooks.
Saying the quiet part out loud, man.
Hey. I know what I see the little like the analytics. I see where the spikes are. I know what gets the asses in the seats. I know it. You know it. We all know. Anyway, but yeah, so go check out other stuff and make sure you check us out next week where we review Spider-Man, Brand New Day. And I really am excited to see what you think about it, Harrison. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
But all right, but until that time, I have been Gilbert.
I've been Harry.
And this has been the Fulcrum Entertainment Podcast. We will see you guys all next time. See you, everybody.